So, the meditator discovers the field and the knower of the field, and that leads to awakening. It's a beautiful teaching by the originator of Krishna, originator of yoga, who is Krishna in Gita. He is the originator of the system and the technology, and he humbly says that every master taught that one who perceives that the field and the knower of the field are separate, succeeds in meditation and is awakened. So one chapter is totally dedicated to this. Now let me simplify. Do you know your house? That is your field. And you are the knower. Do you know your car? Yes. So car is a field. You are separate from it. You always know it. It is separate. I love my honey. Honey is separate. So honey becomes the field and you become the knower. So look at the humility of the Krishna. That is how the journey of meditation progresses. So now let us understand a little bit about this field. Farmer, field. So farmer is the knower, and then there is the field. So there are two meanings. All these verses are unzip files. Zip files. We have to unzip it. So when they are compressed file folder and you open them, you find maybe 50 different files. What we say, I'll send you all the files in a zip folder, so you open it and use it. So out of the 50 files, every teacher picks up the one and explains it, based on the temperament of an individual. So, what is this field? So there are two aspects of the field. Farmer owns the field, or the field belongs to the farmer. But the farmer is not the field. And then what? Plows the field, waters it, sows the seed, becomes tree, enjoys the fruit. That is what we do in our daily life. So, pick up the field from the point of view of meditation. So that field is separate from me, the knower. But for all practical purposes, because of ignorance, I claim this field as me. So meditation removes that ignorance and awakening takes place. So what are this field? So even Patanjali, even the masters of Kundalini, mindfulness, they express this field differently. But Krishna is straightforward. He said, count it, 24 elements are the field. What are the 24 elements? 5 elements, 5 sense organs, 5 motor organs, 5 objects of the sense organs, 20. Then mind, intellect, ego. And we say there is a cosmic ego. 24 elements. Because of these 24 elements, there is a deformation in the field. I live in a desert state, So in extreme summer, I see that soil breaks up. You have a big because of the lack of water. So there is a deformation. And what is this deformation? It is caused by the 24 elements, not by the knower of the field. What are those deformations? Likes, dislikes, pain, pleasure, hate, love, reaction, anger, agitation. And that causes the ignorance. When that causes the ignorance, you suffer. How simple it is. But understand, you have heard from me. Apply the simple principle that I made it easy. You listen to the principle from a teacher. You understand it. You have to put into your head through contemplation and reflection again and again and again. Until the intellect says, I am clear. There is a clarity. There is no doubt that I am not the party to the pain and the pleasure. It is all these 24 elements. It is the field. Then you become a seeker, and after becoming a seeker, you practice meditation and you succeed. See, the process is explained logically. Now I go to car dealer, I don't have a driving license, and you sit in a car. Oh no, I know the car, it's a steering wheel, paddle, brake, and 4 wheels. Can you drive? Yes, I can drive. That is what we do when we claim, I focus on the breath. Oh, this is breath mindfulness. We directly jump onto the chakra. You see, the entire journey has been laid out step by step by all these masters. So now, now how you become a seeker? Krishna, again going to the Krishna in the same Gita, he says that what I say, the 8 factors, you should become aware of the 8 factors, that is the deformation by the field, and the field consists of 24 elements. How you're talking to me, how you're looking at me. Just take an example. So senses are simply to look, not to create likes and dislikes, but we create it. And over it, we start thinking, we get obsessed with the thinking about a person that this guy is crazy. So that impression is taken over by the intellect. And now that intellect lost the wisdom. What I have to do? Field, 24 elements, they are deformation. The person is not good or bad. It is the deformation here. So until we understand that deformation, in modern world we can say anxiety, depression, when you are ready to divorce, for what? Happiness. When you want to marry, for happiness. That too is a deformation. Now I want to remain single. But we land in unhappiness. So the contents of the mind, that is constantly moving your life in these likes and dislikes, pain and the pleasure. So what has happened? The Krishna says the mind is facing to the world outside. When the mind is facing to the world, you are totally obsessed with the field. I'm using the same word, what Krishna says. So when mind is facing to the world, you forget yourself. So because you forget yourself, the deformation starts. Our superficial nature starts. So our Krishna says, do you recognize these deformations? The word deformation, he used it. I like this word. So what is the point of wisdom? The moment the mind says, I hate this guy, deformation, drop it. Pain, drop it. Pleasure, drop it. Attraction, drop it. So I summarized in 8 factors, that is explained by the Krishna in another chapter. Object. Mind is looking at an object. Mind is facing to the world. Second factor, attachment or detachment, liking or disliking. So now the mind starts thinking. It creates a desire. Third point. Now, object, attachment or detachment and a desire causes the confusion. All the 4 leads to the loss of memory. Loss of memory means what? I hate this guy. I don't want to sit with this guy. I don't want to see his face. You lost. Loss of memory leads to loss of intelligence. All the 6 factors leads to delusion. And what is delusion? I see a thing where it is not. So my master used to give a beautiful example. You're walking late in the evening when the sun has already set, but it is not dark night, and you see the snake, but that you find, which is a rope. No, it is not a snake, it's a rope. So when you put the light of a torch and you see, no, I'm okay. Where the fear has gone? Where the snake has gone, that you have really seen it, felt it. Ignorance. So you remove the 8 factors. So what happens? You become a seeker. Now you have a driving license. You have a driving license, and now you are ready to meditate. And the last one, and then Krishna says in this chapter, a meditative mind. The seeker has a meditative mind. He is a qualified seeker. Breath mindfulness will definitely work for those who have a meditative mind, who are the seekers. Otherwise, what happened? No, I did the practice and I got scared. Some people will create a habit out of it. Nothing is. You may feel good. It's like taking a pill. Meditation is not a pill. So what Krishna points out, a meditative mind turned towards solitude. He uses the word solitude. And I simplify it, you are living within. Away from the vain noise of the crowds created by this field. Means what? Beautiful explanation. Vain noise of the crowds created by the field, expressed in deformations of likes and dislikes, pain and the pleasure caused by the 8 factors. And then he says, a right perception of the true sense and the larger principles of existence. You see, that is what the talk is. So it means I know the principle, I contemplate and reflect, I get a driving license, I become a seeker. The moment you become a seeker, 80% of your anxiety is already gone. But the master says, no, I have to experience that. I have understood it. I have to experience that state. So once you experience that state, what happens? What do you experience? Krishna defines clearly. I don't know anything. I am explaining what our great masters have taught us. Now what happens in a state of meditation, the knowledge, the wisdom is present in the mind that perceives the field and the knower of the field, both are separate. The way the farmer in the field understand it clearly by default. What is that state? Krishna says it is the awakening state. What is that awakening? You know, you experience, you live in permanent state of peace and happiness, love and wisdom. This is what is about mindfulness and meditation. So let us start our journey. Let us do the practice, and after that we will share our experiences. Close your eyes. Position of the body. I believe you know it. Position of the body. Eyes are closed gently, and there is a position of the body. Are you aware? Do you know, are you going away from the field? You see how simple it is. So when you understand the principle, you can do it easily. And when you don't know how to drive and still, no, I know it, 4 wheels, steering. No, I know this is pedal. Don't teach me. That is how we say, oh, I focus on the breath and I succeed. No. Now I'm just, explaining that part. So position of the body where the eyes are closed and the body is comfortable. So body is comfortable and you already know it. Move the mind on the neck joint. Now see, what is your experience now? Understand it clearly. Today's meditation with me may be the last one because you are awakened. So what is your experience now? It is sensation. It is being comfortable, and it is steadiness. And what was your experience in your life? Oh, I look at the person and I stiffen my neck. See that? 8 deformation of the 24 elements. Look at it. Now what we take it without understanding the principle, that okay, you are right, I feel comfort, I don't feel comfort. That is not the case. Move the mind on the shoulder joints and feel the sensation being comfortable and steadiness. So where you are going? You're moving away from the deformation, and you can do it if you are a seeker. Why? We are not doing anything. That is what your teachers say you, that it is an effortless process. It is natural. So we are translating every step into what we have just learned from our crazy master Krishna. Move the mind on the hip joint. Feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Now what happens? you don't feel that. Yes, there is a possibility. I'm not ignoring it. So it means I have yet to become a seeker, but for the time moment you move the mind again on the same point. Move the mind once again to ask the mind to acknowledge and accept that you are not doing anything, you are not running outside, and you have an experience of the sensation being comfortable and steadiness. How simple it is, my friend. How it becomes difficult? To plow the field in my desert state is extremely difficult as compared to other states. Same understanding. The entire body is comfortable. Entire body is comfortable. You feel the sensation and the steadiness. And now look at the second point. Mind is facing to the world. That's why all these thoughts and feeling and the past and the future worry enters into the mind. I'm not controlling the mind. When you control the mind, it may lead to hallucinations. And the hallucination, you see a big picture and you say, I'm a great meditator. Come on. Does Krishna explains that? No. That is our reference point. So second point is being careful. Means what? Carefree. Means mind is facing to the world. That is why I have these thoughts. So now I'm simply looking within. How simple it is. So when I'm simply looking within, let the thought come and go. So how do I explain it? Okay, traffic moving and you are standing across. Are you getting it? And if you are getting it, you are there. You see that's how I borrow the knowledge from these masters. I do nothing except I express through that understanding of what these masters are saying. So now can you see the deformation? That one deformation is a constant influx of the thought, not able to focus, not able to pick up a thought that will lead me to peace and happiness. I'm just expressing what we normally experience in our daily life. Now, you may start getting a glimpse of being natural. Oh, it is so easy. If it is easy, you are a seeker. What else I should say? So here what we did, we engaged the mind and we educated the mind. Look at it. Knower of the field and the field are already separate. Why to worry? The mind is the field. Let the mind continue to think good, bad, crazy stuff. I'm not a part of it. Are you aware of that? You are perfectly carefree. You have educated the mind. Let me introduce one step here. Educate and empower. The seeker always knows how to educate the mind and empower the mind. So casually look deep inside the forehead at any point in the space. And there, mentally, understand first, quick, fast and loud in your mind. Who hears? Your mind. How it hears? Loudly, quickly and fastly. Hammer your mind with mantra Let us take the mantra Aim, 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 aim mentally, not loudly. You bypass the body, you bypass the breath, you're looking into the space and start hammering. Mentally, remember, is your breath disturbed by hammering? Oh, deformation. Understand that. So you return again and continue doing it so that you not only undertake a journey with a clarity and understanding. 24 elements leads to deformation, but I'm bypassing it. How? No, I cannot do it. What it shows? Who says this? The mind. I cannot do it. I know, I have understood, and still I cannot do it. Is it not a deformation coming from the 24 elements I'm clinging to? Oh, it is so. Let me do it again. Simple. You continue. And now stop it and experience the change. Meditation is the only journey that is undertaken consciously both by the teacher and the students. If the teacher is not helping you to undertake a journey consciously, means what? You know at every point what you are doing and what is your experience. So let us deepen that state of the mind, empower that before we enter into the meditative state. So look at the breath and gently, slowly, you start breathing deep, silent, slow. Breath should not be very deep, silent and slow to make you feel any discomfort, but it should be deeper than the normal habitual breathing. First point. And as the breath goes in, move the mind from the top of the head down in the spine to the tailbone as you inhale, and as you exhale, move the mind from the tailbone, rising up in the spine, reaches to the top. Just a feeling, just an awareness. What is our goal here? We have to become a seeker. We have to transition from a person to become a seeker, and we have to continue the meditation also. To become a seeker, it's a long path. But we have to follow the principle. So now see in the state of being sensation, being comfortable, being carefree, being natural, the mind and the breath are working together. As you inhale without making a noise, that is why I say deep silence, slow breathing, you drop the mind from the top of the head to the tailbone. And as you exhale, let the mind rise up from the tailbone to the top of the head inside. Is it not empowering and educating the mind? Come on, that you live your life with all the deformation caused by the 24 elements. So we are educating the mind. Now, don't worry about it. Don't cling to it. Let us see if you live with it. That is what we are proposing to the mind. Practically. Let us see what happens. Thought enters into the mind. No worries. Just remind yourself. The moment you remind the deformation, the intellect becomes clear, and it does not dictate your mind to continue with that particular thought or influx of the thought. We are working both. Becoming a seeker as well as meditating. In the state of being comfortable and steadiness, the mind is helping the breath to become deep, silent, and slow. At the same time, the same mind is moving with the breath. Asking the breath, remain deep, silent, and slow, while dropping the mind from the top center of the head and along the spine, the tailbone, and when you inhale, and when you exhale, the mind rises up. Is it difficult? Seeker. Who says Krishna? Not me. I'm not challenging you. If you challenge yourself, you educate and empower the mind. And I'll leave that step check. Is the mind facing inside? When that happens, mind slows down. When it slows down, it leads to a deeper experience. That is what I always say. Look at the head and the neck. What I said, look at the head and the neck. And the mind says, now I will be there, as long as you wish. And the result is sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Attributes of the knower, not the attributes of field. What are those attributes? Deformation. Isn't it so simple? Look at the right arm. Be there. Experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. In today's meditation, we moved from the top to the bottom. We push the mind naturally to go within, and from there we return again to the body. See, move the mind on the left arm. Feel sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Maybe look at the head again, head and the neck. So you experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness, and check if the mind naturally starts looking inside the head. So what happens? You experience calmness and look at the chest and the belly, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Look at the right leg, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left leg, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Body outside, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Inside, a state of calmness and quietness that prepares you for breath mindfulness. Simply focus on the breath without preparation. The mind is not ready. You have to make an effort. That is why That is why we start saying focus on the mind. So now look at the breath. And again, conscious journey. So what is that conscious journey? You know the breath is going in and out. You know you feel the sensation of the breath. The moment you lose track, why you lose the track of feeling this sensation? Go back, deformation. Who caused it? 24 elements. Why? Due to 8 factors. Oh. So when it is focusing on the breath with the 8 factors, what you will get? Very good hallucinative experience. So looking at the breath, feeling the sensation, no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath, the 3-pointed awareness, I have been saying it. Good. So, you can add 4th point or you do not need to add it. So see that if the mind is consciously aware of the 3-pointed awareness of the breath and it is so perfectly natural, stay there. If it is not natural, there is an influx of the thought, drop Shantoham. You are reminding your mind, nowhere to go outside. That is one way of doing it. So you have a choice. Continue with that state of breath awareness. So what is going to happen? Because the mind is aware of the 3 points in the breath awareness, this mind will not seek anything from outside. So how our Masters explains that point, it says the mind merges with the breath. How, where and why, that's a different. So just know that principle. When the mind merges with the breath, it loses the essence of time and space. How? You go beyond the mind. Doesn't happen, Shantoham. My friends, journey is conscious. If the journey is not conscious, means you know every step. Can you say I'm driving while sleeping? Master says you move into an extraordinary awareness by becoming a seeker. Do nothing. Yes, do nothing. So when you are in a state of doing nothing, it's all about learning from your own experiences. What you did, how you did. I am simply I told you, I'm simply a pointer. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Raise both your palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms in order to allow the mind to know your experiences. Bring the hands down and let us share our experiences now. So, Samir, how are you?
Sir, I'm fine. A little bit throat problem. I'm not able to speak properly. But it was very good today, sir.
Very good. That's
It
enough.
was like my body kept on expanding, like it became so big.
That's a good experience.
It was coming to mind like this statue of Ganesha.
That's good. That's good. That's a good
I don't know
experience.
what happened, but it was a very I went into peace. No thoughts.
Yes, you explained it in a rightful manner, but see one point. What is the most important point? That even if you have suffering in the body, you can meditate.
Yes, sir.
So because of the deformation coming from the field, we say, no, today I will not do, I'm too much tired.
Yes, sir.
Today I have a throat problem, so I will not do it. So you have been doing it, for many, many years, so already you are a seeker. How are you, Priscilla and Paul?
Pretty good. I have, my body is aching a lot today, so it was hard for me to get over that.
Oh.
But I had some moments when I forgot about it.
Yes,
and was
that
just
is
able to be inside.
That's really good. So what is the most important learning? That if the mind lives inside, even if the body complains. Again, see, look at the Krishna. Oh, it's a deformation. I'm not the body. So that's another way to look at it. That is how the Krishna explains. 24 elements that consist of the body, sense organ, motor organ, 5 objects, mind, intellect, and ego. The subtle ego says, come on, how can you meditate? Because I am the body and I have an ache in the body. But you had those moments. That is wonderful. How are you, Paul?
Doing well. Usually the Shanto hum is very strong and allows me to go very deep. But actually it was the slow breathing this time, which is unusual because usually breathing is more difficult practice for me. But that's really where I felt I had the deepest meditation.
Wonderful. That's how we discover in every step. That is why I changed. That's why I customized the practice. Because if every master says that these tools, or which I normally say devices, or the step helps us to go deeper, one day the mind finds in one step, oh, this I cannot do. The other day it says, oh, it takes me deeper. So, is the step responsible or is it my mind? So that is the point. How are you, Pushkar?
His experiences was very good. Time का पता ही नहीं चला.
Oh, very good. He transcended the time. Sangeeta, कैसा हुआ?
सर बहुत अच्छा हुआ. जो आज आपने प्रैक्टिस कराई मैं वाली तो उससे सिर में सेंसेशंस हुई. अच्छा लगा.
She felt sensation inside the head while you are hammering aim. Wonderful. That's good. So what happens? Now the mind is started moving towards the sensation. Mind needs that experience. So are we educating the mind? The answer is yes. So we succeed in it. Wonderful. How are you, Vaibhav?
Yes, sir. So it was very relaxing.
Very relaxing.
And when I was doing that mantra, I feel a pressure like at the center of this, at my forehead.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. So we need to continue doing it. So based on the teachings of the originator of yoga, who is also known as Krishna, and also the Shiva. In fact, one tradition says that all the practices and the principles were discovered by the Krishna, and it is summarized in Gita in 18 chapters. It explains everything, but provided it is known as, you can say, in a traditional term, it is known as the Smriti text. But this text has to be studied after we study the elementary text, which is known as a topical text. What is topic? So the main topics are briefed. Now, what do we understand by these 24 elements? What is the nature of the field? How the mind intellect and these different instruments work, and how that takes you to the study, understanding, and the practice of the Gita. And I touched upon only few verses. Field, always remember, the moment you have anxiety, stress, duality, field. I am the knower of the field. And see what happens. That's all. Thank you very much.